It was a clever fox. It was a summer morning. The first rays of the sun danced upon the leaves of the forest. From behind the bushes emerged a fox, confident in stride, yet growling in the stomach. As the fox stepped forward, there was something sweet in the air. She lifted her nose, eyes narrowing in focus. This smell, it's something special, sweet, juicy. Could it be grapes? She crept forward, and then she saw it. A vine sprawled over an old stone wall, and hanging from it, purple, shining grapes. Her stomach growled louder now. She licked her lips and said to herself, "Such juicy grapes! I can't let them go." She leapt. With all her strength she sprang up, but the grapes remained just inches out of reach. Once again and again, she tried every time, only to fail again. She was tired now, but not ready to give up. Now other animals of the forest began to watch. A monkey said, "The fox is driven mad by hunger." A parrot said, "Or perhaps by greed." The fox turned, hissing in frustration. "These grapes are probably sour. I never eat such fruits." And she walked away briskly. The animals looked at each other. The owl slowly spoke. "Sometimes, when we can't get something, we try to call it bad." The sun was now setting. The jungle was calm, and the owl flew, carrying a message in its wings. Greed always leads to loss. The fox now wandered deeper into the forest. Her face was angry, but her eyes carried defeat. "I'm not hungry. This forest is useless anyway," she snapped, as if convincing herself. The jungle heard her words. The wind carried them far and wide. The trees whispered, "The fox has lost, but she doesn't know how to accept it." The squirrel watched from the branch. "The fox needs to learn. If she doesn't, greed will trap her again." In the stillness of night, the owl looked at his old scroll. It read, "Greed offers momentary pleasure, but leaves behind lifelong regret." The fox was asleep, but in her dreams the grapes returned, now larger, shinier, floating and drifting away. Morning came. The sunlight kissed the forest floor. The fox opened her eyes. Her stomach was still empty. But something had changed, perhaps her thoughts. She sat by the river. In its reflection, she saw herself, angry in one moment, calm in the next. Was I running to eat or to prove something? The monkey swung close. He offered a fruit to the fox and smiled. "Not every height is yours to climb, and that's okay." The fox ate the fruit slowly. Each bite taught her something. Contentment, patience, and accepting defeat is also a form of victory. The fox walked once again through the same path, where the grapevine stood, but this time she didn't stop. A smile lit her face, and in her heart a promise. "I'll try, but I won't be ruled by greed." The fox had now become a teacher to the jungle kids. The rabbit asked, "You didn't get the grapes, then how are you so happy?" The fox smiled, "Because I'm now more hungry to learn than to eat." The owl spoke in the forest class. "True hunger is the hunger for knowledge. He who only eats is an animal, but one who learns becomes noble." The fox stood before everyone and said, "I too made a mistake. I became too greedy for grapes, but now I know not every height is meant for us." The fox drew a picture on the ground, grapes on one side, wisdom on the other. The day we learn to balance both, greed will lose. Days passed, and the same grapevine started withering. The animals were silent. Perhaps it was a sign. Everything has its time. Too much desire pushes things away. The squirrel brought out a hidden grape and offered it to the fox. Learn to share, and greed will disappear. The fox ate it with a smile. No jump, no frustration. The owl flew carrying a new scroll. Don't be greedy. Patience and contentment win in life. The message spread across forests, and others began to learn. The fox had now become a storyteller. I learned, just because we lose something doesn't mean we failed. The animals listened in awe. A new generation, fresh ears, curious minds. The fox's voice echoed, "He who understands his hunger conquers himself." Under the moonlight, the fox walked alone, but this time her stride was not of loss, but true victory. The jungle was silent, but within its stillness was respect. The fox often visited a quiet pond. She looked into it, at her past self, and then her present. I am the same, but I've changed. The jungle celebrated the Day of Honor. The lion awarded the fox with the Wise Self-Change Award. The owl clapped. This is the true victory of transformation. The old vine had withered, but a new grapevine was growing near the school. The kids were thrilled. The fox smiled. This time we'll grow it together. A new festival began, the festival of sharing. Every animal shared something, fruits, stories, and time. The fox and squirrel smiled together. The fox's cub asked, "Mom, did you really jump for grapes once?" She nodded. "Yes, and that became my greatest lesson." Now the message wasn't confined to one forest. Birds carried scrolls away. Greed isn't growth. True growth comes from within. Each animal held a mirror. Moonlight reflected, and the fox stood glowing in the center. They said, "Now we don't just see you as clever, but wise." The fox now wrote a book, Why I Let the Grapes Go. It wasn't just a story, it was a lesson for every young one. On a forest wall were symbols of every great event. At the top, a golden grapevine glowed. It reminded all, letting go is also an art. The fox walked toward the setting sun. Her tail waved gently. Her stride was full of peace. The jungle was behind, but it would always carry her story. If you enjoyed this inspiring story, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll meet again in the next tale.